So this is my religion assignment for term 3. And this is Nick Cramp, he's 18, he's Catholic. So the first topic is the falling mass attendance. So Nick, what is your perspective on the falling mass attendance?
Because of the rise of New Age religions and an increase in individuals searching for other ways of fulfillment outside the traditional organised religion, the major Christian denominations need to work together to determine how to reinvent their parishes to stop people leaving the church community.
Alright, so you said, so the main reasons, why do you think this is happening?
Because people find that they're dissatisfied with the organised structure of the church.
So a bit boring maybe?
Yeah, a bit boring, and it's patriarchal. They don't like seeing just because it's really male dominated and institutionalised.
So what do you think we should do to help?
By introducing changes to the church structure and settings so that it feels more welcoming for people and less intimidating.
So would that be the format of the Mass or the church itself?
Both. So introducing, looking at ways that things such as the Pentecostal churches have made their services more interesting, more engaging, and they've been really successful in attracting new people. Yeah.
So, on same-sex marriage, what do you think about same-sex marriage?
Okay, so I feel that the present definition of marriage in Australian law, under the Marriage Amendment Act of 2004, that marriage is between a man and a woman to the exclusion of all others voluntarily entered into for life. I think that's pretty outdated. And that marriage isn't a matter really that Parliament should decide on. It should be put to a majority vote, like in Ireland recently, the referendum they held. But however, because that would be really expensive and take a lot of time to organise, I think I actually do support Bill Shorten's proposed bill to change the definition of marriage from being between two people to from being between a man and a woman to being between two people
of the same sex.
Yeah.
So
of different, but not necessarily.
Just two people.
Yeah.
In general.
That's yeah.
So do you think the church should allow it, same-sex marriage, like countries like America and Ireland have?
Whilst I've said that, I'm sympathetic to the values of many Australians who hold that marriage should just be between a man or a woman, and it should be protected by the law. However, I think that in order to be fair to all people, it should be at the discretion of the local parishes of the priest to determine if he wants to marry the people in their church.
So it should come down to each church, not as the church in general. Each parish.
Yeah, it should be up to the churches to decide, basically.
Okay. So what about female ordination? Do you think women should be ordained?
Absolutely.
So why? But maybe be more exciting, as you said, because the mass attendance, or just because?
Yeah, it's if you look at how the Anglican churches they allow female ministers, and that's been really successful for them in breaking down this patriarchal hierarchy that people view the church with, and the negative stigmas surrounding with pedophilia allegations and stuff. I think people are beginning to see those churches in a more positive light than, say, the Catholic Church. And again, it's a good way because by having the female perspective on these new issues, being able to allowing them to say their views publicly on these topics would change the way people think and become more tolerant. Yeah.
So it's So it's kind of about the tolerance, say, and maybe just a new view, and also kind of updating with the church. So as the Anglican Church have had female ministers, but what about priests that actually leading the Mass?
that's the role that they play in the church. Just, it's a huge change, and I'm not necessarily saying it's essential for the Catholic Church to do. However, I think it is a positive action they could look at doing as a way of reinventing the church, so that they can reverse this falling patterns of people leaving the church. Yeah.
Right. So it would affect it. So it'd be. So you're saying it's a positive outcome.
Yeah.
So bring back the numbers and.
Yeah. It's just a way to refresh it, because, as people say, a lot of people leave the church because they find it boring and it's not engaging them, or they don't find it relevant. But I feel that a way to reverse all these issues would be by allowing women to become priests.
Right. Well, thank you, Nick.